Have you ever spent hours and hours building a funnel, spent hundreds of dollars running traffic to your funnel, and then completely scrapping it when you didn't see the results you hoped for? My name's Mark Haberstock, founder of funnelsandmarketing.com, the host of the Funnels and Marketing podcast, and creator of the High Converting Funnel Launch Program. In this video, I'm going to cover why you shouldn't just throw out a poor converting funnel and what you should do instead. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as I publish new videos like this every week. If you've ever built out a funnel before, I'm sure you've spent hours and hours building it out, getting all pumped up, ready to hit that big green launch button. Actually, building funnels is a blast, but I think if there's a big green launch button that you press to make it go live, it would make it so much more exciting. Or maybe that's just a kid in me. Anyways, having a funnel ready and sending traffic to it is one of the most exciting parts. If you've ever built one, you know how crushing it is when it doesn't convert. The mistake that most people make is they assume that whatever strategy they chose is one that just won't work. They end up scrapping their entire funnel and start looking for the next funnel to build or for a different guru or influencer to model from. The reality is, most successful funnels don't hit it out of the park the very first time. Funnels live in 4 phases. The planning phase, where you lay your foundation for the funnel. Remember, you can't build a high converting funnel on a weak foundation. Then there's the structure phase, where you map out your funnel structure, making sure that you have all the necessary steps. You make sure you remove any steps that you don't need as well. Then there's the building phase, where you obviously build the funnel and test it out to make sure that everything works the way it should. Finally, there's the launch phase. Once a funnel enters the launch phase, it never leaves it. You should continue to optimize your funnels even once they start to convert, unless of course you're absolutely killing it and can't deliver any more of your products, or you're running out of time for new clients or something like that. Funnels that don't convert initially shouldn't necessarily just be axed. They should be used as an opportunity to test and find what will work and where people are getting stuck. You always want to be looking for leaks regardless of the funnel performance. That's where tools like ConversionFly, Marketplace.io, and Funnelytics can be really valuable because they show you a visual representation of how traffic is flowing throughout your funnel. You need to analyze each step to see what improvements can be made. And there are almost always improvements that can be made. I'm not just talking about changing the colors of your buttons and playing around with different fonts. That's not how you optimize a funnel. Typically, you'll start with the copy and the messaging. One thing to be mindful of, though, is that you need to give it enough time. Think about it like running ads. You wouldn't run, or at least I hope you don't run an ad for anywhere between $5 to $20 a day and start making changes, before a week has passed. The amount of money you spend is irrelevant. All it dictates is the amount of traffic that you drive to the funnel and the speed at which you give the algorithm data that it can use to optimize for conversions. If you spend less, that's okay. It just means it's going to take longer to get enough data for you to make a data-driven decision. Therefore, you need to leave it longer to see if the algorithm can optimize it. When you spend more money, you can obviously analyze it much sooner because more traffic is being sent every day and more data is being collected. This is the same concept with a funnel. If you've sent 50 people to your funnel and it's a cold audience, that's not enough to start making major changes. Unless, of course, the first step is a lead magnet and nobody's opting in. But that means there's a disconnect between your ad and your landing page. So you might have a case if they're previous customers or anyone else that would fall under the hot traffic temperature category. But you need to give it some time and really let it soak up some traffic before you can make a judgment call. Another thing I want to talk about is what to do if there's a step in your funnel that lots of people are dropping out on. Like I said, if it's the first step, it's simply a disconnect. But if it's a little ways through your funnel, what are you doing to convert those who don't convert? I see this the most in application funnels. You'll typically have an application step in a funnel when there's an emphasis on making sure that only qualified leads make it to the next step, which is a call in most cases. One thing I like to do is send people who don't fill out the application to a page that asks something like, hey, it looks like you aren't ready to take the next step. We'd love to know why. And then give them a series of your most common objections to choose from, or leave it open-ended for them to enter their own reason. Knowing the objections gives you feedback on how you need to adjust your funnel moving forward. When you get an objection that comes up over and over, you should go back into your funnel and see if there's a way you can handle that objection in one of the steps. If it's a webinar, can you handle the objection earlier on in the webinar? If it's a sales page, can you add a section that speaks to that objection? If you can, this will almost always increase conversions. So you should always be revisiting your funnel to see if these types of objection handling improvements can be made. Another example could be if it's a webinar funnel and people are registering and not showing up. That means there's enough of a draw for them to register, but by the time the webinar starts, they've lost interest. That's your bottleneck. So you need to think about how you can get those people excited enough about the content to have them show up. One thing you can try is giving them a free worksheet that helps them achieve a quick win, but tell them you'll go over how to use the worksheet in the webinar. I've personally found this to increase live attendance almost every time. The key here is to look at the bottleneck in your funnel and see how you can free that up. Then over time, you'll have a high converting funnel that works like a well-oiled machine. Of course, the first step is to make sure you build your funnel right in the first place and not just taking some random template and plugging your info in. If you've built your funnel the right way, you'll know that the funnel strategy itself is solid, and instead of starting fresh, you'll just need to find the disconnect. When I build funnels for clients, I customize them based on 3 principles: your audience awareness and traffic temperature levels, your offer, and your unique customer journey. If you're interested in launching your funnel in the next 14 days that's completely customized for your business based on these principles, then head over to highconvertingfunnel.com. And if you'd rather just have me build it for you, head over to funnelsandmarketing.com and you can set up a free, no obligation strategy call with myself to see if it's a good fit. I'll leave links in the description for both. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to join the Funnels and Marketing Strategy Facebook group to get all kinds of free resources and funnel templates to help you grow your business. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.